What's up everyone? I'm Trey Baird. Let's walk and talk. Now that the weather is starting to cool off a little bit, I've been taking the boys, Odie on the left, Homer on the right, on more walks. You know, they enjoy it, but it's still kind of warm, so they have to be relatively short. You know, I try not to show it in my videos and on my social media in general, but my life is, pretty much packed in. I only have a certain amount of time to do these side projects, YouTube and such, so I often have to multitask. Like this walk, I would be doing it even if I wasn't vlogging at the same time. So I vlog at the same time to kind of knock two birds out with one stone. Plus I get to spend time with the dogs and give them exercise, so I'm doing three things with one stone. I mean, a lot of us are looking for mastery within our lives. Mastery of our skills, mastery of our personality, personal growth, whatever. And I think learning to leverage your time, because we all have the same amount of time, 24 hours a day. The difference is how we choose to use it. And I think leveraging things, is a good way, because I'm not really multitasking that much. It's not that hard to walk and talk at the same time, for example. And on the topic of mastery, I feel like I have a lot of skills that I haven't really utilized to my full potential. Like, one, I went to school for video production, and I'm kind of getting back into it with this. And another thing, I went to school for a shorter amount of time for music production, and I never really utilized the full potential of my music skills. Well, back in 2010, for a period of 3 or 4 years, I kind of dabbled in music. I put out a couple of EPs under my real name, Trey Baird, and it was never really meant to be a serious endeavor. It was more of a bucket list type of thing. In other words, I didn't really daydream about having a hit single or rocking clubs or anything like that. My dream was just to have a physical copy of an album that I 100% created. Lyrics, music, graphic design, marketing, everything. So I came up with a concept for my first album. It was called 777s, and it was sort of a 3-part album, 3 EPs that, when put together, formed a full-length LP, the length of a CD, which was the dominant media at the time. I put part 1, Lighting the Fuse, out in 2010, and part 2, Look Out, back in 2012 if I'm not mistaken. And as of the recording of this vlog, I am in the final stages of putting together the 3rd part, Law of Attraction. The 3 albums basically tell a 3-act structure, beginning, middle, and end. Lighting a Fuse sort of tells the story of having a goal, a dream, and starting with nothing. Look Out represents change, switching things up. And the Law of Attraction represents becoming the change that you need to achieve your goal. As for the music itself, I'm not big on labels, but I recognize that you need labels in order to survive in the music industry. So the closest thing I can describe my music to, it's a combination of hip-hop and electronic music. Lots of old school video game inspiration as well. Now, traditionally, as I said, the goal was to always be, the music be, for better or worse, a 100% representation of what I myself am capable of doing. I wasn't really interested in leasing beats or, outsourcing any part of the album projects to anyone else in any way, shape, or form. Well, I'm kind of, as I said, I'm working on the 3rd part of 777's Law of Attraction as we speak, and it's almost done. But I'm thinking that the next project I'm going to do, I'm going to switch things up a little bit and actually use some outside beats that aren't mine. I have basically 2 reasons for making this decision. First of all, I believe in stepping outside of my quote-unquote comfort zone and switching things up, if for no other reason than just to kind of learn something in the process. 'Cause every time I switch things up with my skills, I learn something new. Second reason is because the beat market is totally, at this point, a buyer's market. There's so much talent out there that isn't being properly used. So many amazing beats out there, and a lot of them are for free. And that is most likely the route I'm going to be going in with this. Free beats to use for, usually for non-profit uses. And unfortunately, that means a lot of the beats will be tagged. And if you don't know what that means that tagging a beat is a deterrent for people to just use your work without giving you credit. It gives them an incentive to pay money, so they get the untagged beat. Tag is basically a sound effect that they put over the beat, just to kind of remind everyone that, this was not paid for. It's usually, production by ABC, Joe Blow, fill in the blank. I mean, that is perfectly fine with me. For the purpose of this project, which I'm probably going to call a mixtape, my intention is to give all of the producers a shout out on the track. I'm thinking about making this a mixtape just to differentiate that this isn't a typical musical project for me, because my shtick is I do tend to do my own production. And using other people's beats has always been something that I've kind of not wanted to do too much of. This mixtape project, which I'm currently in the beginning stages of planning, I'm currently picking out beats to use and putting a rough idea of the album, the mixtape, the concept, and kind of materializing for me at this point. It's telling me what it wants to say and what it wants to sound like. And I'm excited for this project, and that's always the very first step. I start a lot of projects, but then I don't finish them if I'm not excited about them. It has to be organic. I'm never going to do this for financial reasons. I would love to make money on what I do, but that's not my motivation. I make plenty of money with my job. This is all about artistic freedom and connecting with people who's really feeling what I have to say. And all of this, the video blogging, the music production, it's all part of a bigger plan that I have in mind for 2018. And that's what I'm most excited about, is the big picture. When you have a big picture, it makes the small details much more fulfilling and clearer. Having a long-term goal is a lot like having a map to get to your destination. Unfortunately, your map may not have all the small details. It may not tell you what streets to turn onto and what direction to turn onto, but it'll tell you what interstate to take. It'll take you what direction to go in, north, south, east, or west. If all goes according to plan, you can expect to see this new mixtape and this new big project I'm working on roll out in the first third of 2018. It is all positive thinking at this point, brother. I mean, there's so many negative ways to look at it. For example, I'm turning 33 soon. There's a popular myth that in the music industry, if you aren't established by the age of 25, then you are past your prime. I disagree. That does tend to be the consensus, but I also believe that entertainment, and especially music, knows no limitations. You can start as late or as early as you want to. You can do whatever style you want. As long as you have passion for what you do, it has been established that older musicians can succeed. And it really depends on how you define success in the first place. It's like I said, I'm not looking to rock stadiums or have a platinum album. My goals are to, number one, express myself appropriately, which is a big one, and number two, to connect with people, to give someone out there something to really feel passionate about, something for someone to love. I believe that I can accomplish those two goals at any age. It doesn't matter I'm 63. It doesn't matter if I'm wheelchair bound or paraplegic. I believe I can accomplish those two things regardless of my circumstances, as long as I have a pulse. In other words, I will not be denied success on my terms. At any rate, it's getting a little warm for my dogs, so I'm going to get them home and in the air conditioning, and we will have more to talk about in the future. So until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. What's up, everyone? I'm Trey Baird. Let's walk and talk.